When Tomorrow Comes, by Tony Gagliardi. Chapter 11. Echoes of Silence. They continued following the creek upstream from the stone circle. The usual chatter had given way to thoughtful silence, broken only by the creek's gentle murmur and the occasional splash of water underfoot. The children walked with their hands occasionally touching their treasures, still feeling the residual hum of whatever had awakened when they'd touched the whispering stones. The adults exchanged glances, but kept their questions unspoken, as if putting words to what they'd witnessed might somehow break the spell or make it too real. Maya kept replaying the moment the water had risen from the pond, 5 streams dancing together in perfect harmony. The tones they'd created still echoed in her mind: Isla's clear melody, Noah's playful rhythm, her own starlight foundation, balanced by Luca's electric counterpoint and Danny's moonshadow depth. Even Luca and Danny, usually quick with observations, seemed lost in their own thoughts, fingers absently touching their treasures as if the connection might still be there. "The map shows the village close by," Eva said, checking the pilot's map against the terrain, "where the creek widens into a basin." Leo scanned the path forward. It had become clearer, less overgrown, as if others had traveled this way not long ago, which puzzled him. "The pilot wrote that it appeared abandoned," Eva continued, "but well preserved. Like everyone simply left, or vanished completely. No signs of disaster, no remains, just empty buildings." "Left to go where?" Danny asked, voicing what they were all wondering. No one answered. Even the creek seemed muted, as if the jungle itself was holding its breath. The path curved ahead, then suddenly the jungle gave way, and they stepped into a clearing and stopped as one. Stone structures rose before them, not crude huts, but buildings with precise angles and smooth walls, arranged across a gentle slope. The settlement was substantial, dozens of structures spread across what must have been several acres, a settlement large enough for a thriving community. Yet they stood intact, untouched by time, preserved as if waiting. Leo raised his hand, signaling the group to halt. "Stay together," he said quietly. "DJ, Sam, make a quick sweep of the outer buildings. No one goes deeper until we know it's clear." The 2 men nodded, moving to opposite sides of the settlement's edge, keeping within sight of each other as they checked the nearest structures. The rest of the group remained at the boundary, studying what lay before them. "A village this size should have attracted attention," Eva murmured, already documenting the site with her tablet. "How has no one found this before?" Symbols adorned the doorways and walls, echoing the patterns from the whispering stones at the stone circle. The children recognized them immediately, hands instinctively moving to their treasures. After several minutes, DJ and Sam returned. "First row of buildings is empty," Sam reported. "No signs of recent habitation." "The structures are remarkably sound," DJ added, professional assessment in his voice. "Perfect stonework, no mortar, just precision-cut blocks that fit together like puzzle pieces." Leo nodded. "We'll proceed as a group. First row only, then we reassess." They moved forward together, crossing the invisible boundary between jungle and settlement. Walking slowly through the first row of buildings, Leo at the front quickly assessed. Empty, safe. He gestured them forward, deeper into the village. As they moved through the village, what struck them most wasn't what they found, but what they didn't find. No tools, no pottery shards, no personal belongings. No evidence of recent fires or cooking, no weapons or defenses of any kind. "It's like they took everything when they left," Marina observed, examining an empty alcove that might once have held supplies. "Or needed nothing to begin with," Danny whispered, her voice carrying in the quiet. Leo studied the buildings, the pathways, the layout. No signs of struggle or disaster, he noted. No damage to structures, no scorching from fire. They spent hours exploring the settlement, moving methodically through the stone structures as the sun arced across the sky toward the mountain beyond. "What I don't understand," DJ said as they paused, "is why there are no graves. Even if they left voluntarily, there should be evidence of burial somewhere." "Unless they never died here," Isla said with a child's simple logic. Eva made notes, capturing images of the carvings. The symbols appear to be systematic. Recurring themes with variations, like a language or notation system. They had covered most of the village, yet found no answers to why it was abandoned. As dusk began to settle, they arrived at the center where a circular building stood larger than the others. This was their gathering place, Eva said with quiet certainty as they entered the central building. Inside, a large circular stone fire pit occupied the center of the space, its edges carved with symbols. "Perfect," Leo said, surveying the room. "We'll set up camp here. It provides shelter and visibility. Tomorrow we can explore more thoroughly." "We'll need firewood before it gets dark," Leo said. "DJ, take Noah and Luca to gather some from the jungle's edge. Sam and I will check the perimeter one more time." "We'll set up in here," Eva said, gesturing to Marina and the girls. The men nodded. DJ led the boys to collect fallen branches. Leo and Sam made a careful circuit of the village's edge. While the men were outside, Marina helped the girls clear a space on the stone floor. The structure had a domed high ceiling with an opening that would allow smoke to escape, making it suitable for a campfire. "This place was built to last," Marina observed, examining the precision-cut stones. "Not a single block out of place after all this time." Eva was already organizing their supplies, taking inventory of what remained. While Marina helped Eva sort and unpack, the girls explored the circular room. Danny traced symbols carved around the walls, similar to those they'd seen throughout the village. Isla discovered small stone shelves built into the walls, perfectly sized for storage. Maya stood in the center, looking up at the smoke hole where the last daylight filtered down. When DJ returned with Luca and Noah, each carrying an armload of dry wood, they built a fire at the center of the room. As the flames caught and grew, the carved markings around the stone fire pit began to glow softly. Firelight danced across the room's curved stone walls, revealing intricate patterns and symbols that pulsed with ancient life. Above them, the firelight illuminated the domed ceiling carved with what looked like an intricate map of lines and circles, too complex to make out clearly in the shifting light. For the first time in who knew how long, this sacred gathering place was alive again, its walls breathing with the rhythm of flames, shadows, and life. As darkness settled completely outside, they gathered around the fire for a simple meal. The warm glow made the ancient space feel intimate and welcoming, as if they were guests in a home rather than explorers in an abandoned village. After they finished eating, Sam pulled out his drone. "Any chance you can work your magic on this?" he asked DJ. DJ examined the battered drone, turning it over in his hands. "Saltwater's done a number on it, but the main components look intact." Worth a try, he looked around the firelit room. DJ and Noah cleared a space near the fire where the light was brightest. DJ showed Noah how to carefully disassemble the drone, his years of mechanical experience showing as he began the careful work of repairing it. "Hand me the needle-nose pliers," DJ said, squinting at a corroded connection point. "This salt damage is worse than I thought." Noah passed the tool quickly, leaning in to watch DJ's methodical work. "Can you fix it?" he asked, unable to hide the eagerness in his voice. "I've fixed worse," DJ assured him, carefully scraping away corrosion. "The control board is intact, that's what matters. Just need to clean these connections and bypass the damaged sections." Noah nodded, studying DJ's technique with intense focus, absorbing every movement. When DJ motioned for the small screwdriver, Noah had it ready before he could ask. Across the fire, Eva had connected her tablet to a small solar battery pack. Leo, Sam, and Marina gathered around as she pulled up the footage from the stone circle. "I've been reviewing what happened when the children touched the pillars," Eva explained, her academic tone masking her wonder. She scrolled through to a clear shot of the water patterns. "The geometric formations are extraordinary." "Play it from when Isla first touched her pillar," Leo suggested, settling back against a stone block. Eva nodded, finding the spot. They watched in silence as each child approached their pillar, first Isla, then Noah, then Maya. The footage clearly showed the water jets forming increasingly complex arrangements with each additional touch. "Pause it there," Marina said as the third jet joined the pattern. "Those patterns look deliberate, not random." Eva zoomed in. "They're forming specific geometric structures," Marina said, leaning closer to the screen. While DJ and Noah worked on the drone, and Leo and Marina huddled around Eva's tablet, analyzing the whispering stones. The other children found themselves drawn away to explore the ancient meeting hall. The fire's golden glow revealed countless symbols etched throughout the curved walls, patterns and sequences that seemed to pulse softly in the shifting light. Maya approached a section where star-like symbols spiraled upward toward the domed ceiling. Isla looked at wave designs carved in flowing curved lines. Danny studied darker symbols that seemed to absorb the firelight more than reflect it. Luca watched over the others as he moved toward a section of symbols that felt like a tale of energy and power. As they explored, their treasures began to vibrate and hum softly against their skin, resonating with the ancient symbols around them. Back by the fire, Eva had advanced the footage to when Luca and Danny approached their pillars. "Now watch what happens here," she said. The water patterns visibly shifted, not collapsing but transforming into something richer, more layered when the siblings added their touch. "It's like—" Marina searched for words, studying the shifting water movements. "Like when they joined in, everything transformed. The original pattern didn't just change, it evolved into something more complex." Leo's eyes narrowed, studying the screen. "Play that again." As Eva replayed the footage, Sam had pulled out his phone, scrolling through his own recordings from the day. "Wait," he said suddenly, his tone causing everyone to look up. "I caught something." He held up his phone, showing footage of the tree line at the edge of the stone circle clearing. "I was recording the perimeter when we heard that branch snap." The footage showed exactly what he described, the jungle edge, then a frame where something moved behind the foliage. Sam paused, enhanced the image. In the grainy enlargement, a hooded figure was partially visible. "The Watcher," Marina whispered. "Has it been following us this whole time?" Marina wondered. DJ looked up from the drone. "Or guiding us," he suggested, earning surprised looks. "Think about it, Matteo's chest washing up with the drone. The path to the stone circle, now this village. Like we're being led somewhere." "Or manipulated," Sam countered. Leo studied the enlarged image. "Either way, it knows we're here." He glanced toward the doorways, reassuring himself of their security. DJ looked up again. "Strange that it's been watching us this whole time, but hasn't tried to approach." "Or harm us," Marina added. "If it wanted to, it's had plenty of opportunities." Leo's expression remained guarded. The pilot saw it and followed it. He never returned. "The pilot was alone," Marina said, her voice steadier than she felt. "We're together." Eva turned back to her tablet, focusing on the footage from the stone circle. "I want to analyze what happened when they all touched those pillars," she said, opening the video of the water patterns forming in the central pool. These formations were too specific to be random. She focused particularly on the sequence when all 5 children were connected. If there's a message or meaning in those patterns, especially when they changed after Luca and Danny joined in, my software might be able to detect it. She tapped through several applications on her tablet. "I have a multi-pattern analysis suite. It includes modules for mathematical structures, architectural geometries, and comparative symbolism." "You think you can actually decode what happened?" Sam asked, skeptical but curious. Eva shrugged. "Worth trying." These patterns were clearly responding to specific inputs, their touches. She nodded. "If there's any mathematical or symbolic consistency, the software should be able to identify it." She finished setting up the programs, checked that her tablet was securely connected to the battery pack, and set it aside. "I'll run this overnight. It should have results by morning." "Got it." DJ gave a soft exclamation of triumph. He and Noah exchanged high fives as a small indicator light began blinking on the drone. "Not fully charged," Noah cautioned, "but the system's working again." "By morning it should have enough power for a short flight," DJ added. In that moment, the dome began to change color. "Look at that," Maya whispered as she traced symbols with her fingertips. Her pendant vibrating against her chest, resonating in sympathy with the symbols on the wall, like a tuning fork finding its matching frequency. Above them, the smoke hole in the dome's center began to shimmer. Faint points of light appeared across the curved ceiling, forming constellations familiar to them from Earth's night sky. "The Big Dipper," she breathed, looking up in wonder. "Orion. Cassiopeia." Isla found herself at another section of the wall where wave patterns were etched in sweeping curves. As her fingers traced the flowing lines, her wave charm started vibrating too, connecting with the symbols on the wall. Suddenly, below Maya's Earth constellations, a spiral of sea-colored light appeared, forming a vortex of movement that made Isla gasp. The vortex spun slowly around the dome, mesmerizing and ominous. "That feels like the storm," she whispered. Danny's ring began to resonate as she touched the symbols she'd been studying. The dome darkened, the constellations and vortex becoming harder to see, as if everything had become half hidden in darkness. "I can barely see where we are now," Maya said, squinting up, looking for the constellations. Luca's pendant began to pulse. He ran his hands across a symbol that looked like branching lightning, and suddenly brilliant silver sparks and flashes of light illuminated the darkened dome, each flash revealing what was lost in the darkness, showing glimpses of the vortex, constellations, and the sea below through the shifting shadows. The vortex spun faster around the dome, drawing the stars, light, and shadows into the sea below, like it was creating a passageway between worlds. Noah looked up, drawn by the soft gasps of wonder from his friends. His coin was vibrating too, pulling him toward a series of symbols near the stone fire pit. As he touched them, everything changed. The vortex dissolved like morning mist. The Earth constellations faded away. In their place, a new sky appeared across the dome, the constellations of this world, with one brilliant pattern distinctly clear overhead, the Fox constellation. "We're here now," Noah said softly, understanding flooding through him. "It showed us our journey. Through the storm, to here." The children stood in amazed silence, their treasures still humming softly, watching the star formations above them. The adults looked at each other, speechless at what they were seeing as the children touched the symbols on the walls. They sat mesmerized by the display in the dome that mirrored their journey to this place through the storm just a few days earlier. The magical display slowly faded, leaving them all staring up at the now ordinary dome ceiling. For a moment no one spoke, adults and children alike processing what they'd witnessed. DJ's voice cut through. "Well, I knew someone would find the light switch before me." As the fire settled into glowing embers, the ancient stone walls surrounded them, symbols still half visible in the fading light. Whatever had just happened, it was as if the room itself had witnessed their arrival and was showing them their own story, how the storm had brought them from their world to this one. "We should take watches outside," Leo said, his captain's instincts never resting. 2-hour shifts. I'll take first, then Sam, then DJ. The men nodded in agreement, the routine of security bringing some normalcy to their extraordinary situation. Leo positioned himself near the main entrance, his back against the stone wall, eyes fixed on the darkness beyond. That night, as the ancient village settled into darkness around them, dreams flowed through their sleeping minds, echoes of what they had experienced at the Whispering Stones and in the dome above. In her dreams, Maya saw stars dancing across the night sky, Earth's constellations from the dome blending with the symbols she had felt beneath her fingertips at the stone circle. The familiar stars of home mixed with new formations, as if she was seeing the bridge between two worlds. Each star pattern stirred something deep within her, a sense of wonder mixed with an inexplicable familiarity. Luca's dreams were filled with energy, lightning flashing through the dome's darkness, mixed with currents flowing through stone pathways. The sensation of power moving through both light and stone was familiar, connecting what he had felt at the Whispering Stones with the brilliant flashes that had illuminated their cosmic journey. Danny moved through shadowed passageways in her dreamscape, where the darkness from the dome mixed with moonlit corridors. Hidden symbols flickered between shadow and light, some from the crescent-marked Whispering Stone, others from the dome's mysterious darkness that had wrapped around their journey between worlds. In one dream corridor, she glimpsed a hooded figure watching from a distance, waiting. Noah's dreams were structured and precise, geometric forms unfolding in mathematical sequence. The spiral forms from the stone circle expanded into complex structures that overlaid both the village architecture and the Fox constellation from the dome, as if the same cosmic blueprint connected the stones, the stars, and the ancient buildings around them. Isla's dreams held emotions that flowed like waves. the vortex from the dome spinning through feelings from the whispering stone pillar she had touched. Joy, sorrow, purpose, and hope swirled together like the sea-colored light that had carried them between worlds. She didn't see the village's past but felt it, understanding without images, knowing without words how journeys and destinations were connected. The adults slept restlessly, Sam startling at shadows, DJ's arm protectively around Isla, Marina, and Eva near the tablet that continued its silent analysis, searching for patterns in a mystery far older than their technology. Outside, Leo kept his watch, leaning against the wall, hand on his knife. As unfamiliar stars wheeled slowly across the night sky, his eyes kept returning to the distinctive shape of the Star Fox constellation hanging above the mountain's silhouette. The same shape the pilot had documented in his journal, now watching over them. Somewhere in the darkness beyond the village, Leo sensed the Watcher's presence. Watching. Waiting. But for what? The question followed him through the long hours of his vigil. The first light of dawn filtered through the ancient doorways, casting long shadows across the central building where they had made camp. Eva was already awake, studying her tablet with intense focus. "Found something?" Marina asked, stretching as she joined Eva by the remains of the fire. Eva nodded, turning the tablet so Marina could see. The analysis identified something remarkable in the water patterns from the stone circle. The formations weren't random, they were creating lysojuice figures. "Lysa what?" Marina leaned closer. "Sound patterns, three-dimensional shapes formed when multiple tones interact." Eva expanded the model on her screen, showing complex flowing forms that twisted and curled with perfect mathematical precision. When different musical notes combine, they create these visual patterns. What's astonishing is that the water jets were forming these exact patterns in real space. The screen displayed these undulating shapes alongside a more structured grid beneath them. The software identified the underlying mathematical framework as a Tonitz grid, a system for mapping tonal relationships in music theory. Eva zoomed in on one section. "See how each intersection creates a node, and these nodes form triangular relationships. When a specific combination of tones is played, what musicians call a triad, it creates a distinct emotional quality. Major triads sound bright and affirming. Minor triads feel contemplative or melancholic." The sounds, Marina realized, each symbol on the pillars produced a different tone when touched. The children were essentially playing them like instruments. Exactly. The software analyzed the sounds in the video as well. Each child's touch created a specific musical note, and when those notes combined, Eva tapped her screen and the swirling shapes morphed in response. They produced both visual shapes in the water and harmonies in sound. By now the others were stirring. DJ and Noah had returned to the drone, making final adjustments to the repaired mechanisms. "Think she'll fly?" Leo asked, joining them. DJ nodded. "Battery won't last long, but we should get a good look at our surroundings." Meanwhile, Eva had gathered the children around her tablet to share what she'd discovered. The children listened with varying degrees of comprehension, but all recognized the flowing patterns from their dreams. "Those flowing shapes," Maya said, pointing to the swirling patterns on the screen. "I saw them in my dream. They were dancing across the sky like living constellations." "I saw them too," Luca added, unusually animated. "But they were made of energy, flowing through pathways." Danny nodded silently, her eyes fixed on the swirling shapes. "It's like they were speaking," Isla said softly. "Not with words, but with feelings." Outside in the morning light, DJ and Noah were preparing for the drone's test flight. "Final check," DJ said, wiping the last of the salt residue from the drone's waterproof casing. "I cleaned the contacts and bypassed the damaged power switch. Battery's half charged at best, but it should give us a quick look around." Leo joined them, watching as Noah activated the controls on his tablet. With a soft whir, the drone rose above the village, its camera transmitting footage directly to his screen. "It works," Noah exclaimed, his voice rising with excitement as the aerial view revealed the ancient buildings from above. Eva emerged from the central building with Marina and the other children, drawn by Noah's excited voice. "Can you do a complete circuit of the village?" Eva asked, looking over his shoulder. "We should document the entire layout." Noah nodded, guiding the drone in a careful orbit around the village perimeter. On his screen, they could see the buildings arranged in concentric circles with structures positioned at specific intervals. The layout seems deliberate, Eva observed, making notes as she watched. Noah, make sure you save the footage. I want to analyze it more thoroughly. Got it, Noah confirmed, checking that his tablet was recording everything. With the village survey complete, Noah guided the drone along the path they'd followed from the stone circle to see where it continued beyond the settlement. There, Leo said, pointing to a ravine visible in the distance. Looks like some kind of crossing ahead. Probably the broken bridge the pilot mentioned. Beyond that, they could just make out the mountain rising in the distance, partly obscured by morning mist. Batteries critical, Noah warned as the indicator flashed red. He quickly guided the drone back, landing it safely before power failed completely. Leo studied what they'd seen. That's our way forward. We follow the path to that ravine, find a way across, and continue toward the mountain. As they gathered around Noah's tablet to review the footage, Eva's own tablet gave a notification. Her second analysis program had completed its run. The software detected recurring symbol sequences in the water patterns, she explained, showing them a series of glyphs alongside a tentative translation. Unite a cord. A cord? DJ asked. Like a rope? Or a chord in music, Marina suggested, recalling their earlier conversation by the fire. Given what you found about those sound patterns. Eva nodded thoughtfully. That would make sense, uniting notes to form harmonious chords. She glanced at the tablet. The water formations at the stone circle responded to sound after all. She swiped to another screen. But there's something else. The program detected a second pattern that appeared when Luca and Danny joined in. She turned the tablet so they could see. It translates to divide a chord. Two opposite messages, Leo observed, his expression thoughtful. Unite and divide, Noah said, looking up from his drone, like putting something together and taking it apart. If it's about music, Marina suggested, maybe it's about harmony versus dissonance, creating balanced chords versus introducing tension or conflict into the sound. Or simple rope making, DJ shrugged, taking separate strands and twisting them together to make something stronger, versus unraveling a rope back into its individual threads. Whatever it means, Leo said, studying the drone footage one last time, our path is clear. We follow the creek to the ravine, find a way across, and continue toward the mountain. He looked around at the group. It doesn't look too far, let's pack up and move out. As they gathered their gear, Eva tucked her tablet away. I'll run a more comprehensive analysis on these patterns later. Maybe with more processing time, the software can make better sense of these translations. Before leaving the village, the children cast final glances at the ancient structures that had housed them for the night. None could shake the feeling that the village had shared something with them, memories or messages they didn't yet understand. The path ahead led upward, toward higher ground and the mountain that remained cloaked in morning mist. Whatever lay beyond the ravine, answers, a way home or deeper mystery, it was their only way forward now.